Awesome.
Let's go live early. Treat everyone for a change.
Exactly. Yeah. On this fine Wednesday afternoon. Well, hi guys. I'm Katie. Tommy's here as well. And we have decided to do Watchalong for the new Red Bull RB18. Tommy, are you excited for this launch? I know how much you adore the Red Bull livery. So you're one of the only people with your fingers crossed hoping it's going to be like a clone of last year.
Yeah, I'm here ready to defend it. But no, it's going to be good. I mean, I will just say shout out to Red Bull because they've allowed us to actually show the launch, which is really exciting because obviously normally we do these watch-alongs and you have to have multiple screens open to hear us chatting waffle, but we're going to have it in this RB18 box for you, and yeah, we can watch along.
It's very exciting. So we don't really know much about the launch so far, just that it's going to be starting at 4 p.m. is when Red Bull's live stream is set live. But are you expecting anything especially from this launch, or do you think it's just going to be lots of chat with Max and Sergio, and Christian, I'm sure, is going to be wanting to get his face on the camera and talking about last year? Yeah,
so it sounds like it's going to be a launch video, so I imagine there'll be a lot of chatter before. So I'm sure we'll hear from everyone, and then they'll do the car reveal, which would not surprise me if it's renders, because at the end of the day, teams don't want to reveal too much, and it is a very early launch. So, but at the end of the day, just looking forward to another car. I've done a poll actually, see what people want from a Red Bull livery, because I know a lot of people are like, oh, same thing, whether people like it or not. At the moment, 50% want something brand new.
Okay, well, I mean, it's a bit hypocritical because I can, from not from the fans' perspective, from my perspective, because after we saw the Haas livery launch on
here we go.
Friday,
we've got a countdown.
We've got an official countdown. This is very exciting. But yeah, when we saw the Haas livery on Friday, I was like, oh, it's basically just a little bit of a copy and paste from last year. But actually, for the Red Bull, I'm definitely team it's the best livery on the grid. So I don't know if that's a controversial opinion. I love the Alpine. Last year, that was particularly outstanding, but I don't know, it's just like the classic matte, like dark blue, and then the coral red and yellow. No, but I just think it's so nice.
Isn't it?
It's just classic. It's going to be one of those liveries that will go down, I think, in history, along with like the red and white McLarens and
all the Vodafone McLaren. I've been on Twitter for many years, and even though F1 Twitter and the fandom is nowhere near as extreme as it was now, that was the same. Like, you know, you got the same livery every year, and it was a bit like, oh, of course they're doing the same livery, you know, the chrome and red. And now I look back on that livery as one of the greatest liveries ever. You know, it's awesome. And I feel like Red Bull will be the same. You know, when they've gone, it would just be iconic. So yeah, I agree. I was the same when Alpine launched. It's like, oh, Alpine's the best. And then as soon as I saw the Red Bull in Bahrain, like under the lights with the matte finish and the bright red and yellow, it's awesome.
It is something very special. Now, when people are talking about what could change, what kind of things do you think might change on this year's car? Obviously, we're going to have the absence of the Honda logo. That's going to be gone off the rear wing.
So it won't be exactly the same.
Tommy's already like defending it. No, it won't be identical. So we're going to have lost the Honda logos. No idea yet what could replace it. But one thing we do know that will be different for this year is that Max Verstappen will be racing with the number 1, which is something we haven't seen in many years. So I'm sure Red Bull are going to absolutely milk that in the launch today.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 2014. I mean, Red Bull themselves were the last ones to actually use it, because Mercedes have never used it, because obviously Hamilton chooses to keep his personal number when he wins the title, which has happened obviously a lot. And Rosberg never got to race with it because he decided to become a YouTuber. So we're going to see the number 1 back. I'm sure all the Michael Massey comments will come flying in as we're talking about this. Fun times. But yeah, I think, like you say, there'll be no Honda logo. Already they've teased a few sort of shots of Verstappen's new gold helmet, and the Honda is instead now we've got the instead of the Honda logo on the visor strip, it's now going to be Oracle. So
yeah, well, that could be a hint of things to come. But yeah, it's certainly very exciting, and I'm very much looking forward to this. This is my first ever launch watch-along as well, which is really cool because last year I was just doing all the editorial stuff for it. So I'm excited to watch this along with you, and obviously everybody who's tuned in and watching this on YouTube as well. Let us know in the comments of what you guys are most looking forward to, what you're hoping from this launch. And we'll be sure to read some of yours out because there's probably going to be a lot of waffle from Red Bull's side of things. So we'll be making sure to go through all the comments.
There's going to be a lot of waffle. I think we did a car launch bingo, didn't we? And said there'll be one of them was 20 minutes before. Something like there'll be 20 minutes of chat before we actually see the car, and everyone will just be asking to see the car. So I think that might be one of these ones that we have.
Yeah, I think maybe we should make up our own little Red Bull bingo of what we think might be seen. I'm sure, Christian Horner trying to get as much airtime as possible is on my Red Bull bingo.
Yes, 100%. He loves the attention, doesn't he? He's always there for everything, isn't he? Like constantly on the just like the BBC and every sort of like pit wall, it's always like Christian Horner's here. So
every time. Right, so how long have we got? We've got 10 minutes left until we start this live stream, and obviously this is the first of 3 launches this week. We've got Red Bull today, we have Aston Martin tomorrow, and we've got McLaren on Friday. Now, Tommy, I'm going to put you on the spot here and say which one of the 3 you're most looking forward to. And don't just say Red Bull because we're on the Red Bull stream.
No. I probably Aston Martin in terms of, as a livery nerd myself, they say that they're going to maybe do something different with the green. Because they said firstly, because they kind of admitted, like we said in our podcast at the start, it's not exactly the easiest to spot on track. The green definitely doesn't pop as much. So that'll be exciting for a new livery. McLaren, I'm sure we'll go into this on our actual McLaren watch along, but I'd be surprised if the McLaren was new, mainly because they've released this Lego car of their 2022 thing with the same livery. And while they're like, it's inspired by our 2021 livery, I'm kind of like, why would you release a new McLaren? I feel like they've been caught out by a leak there or something instead. So
yeah. Well, there have been a few people in the chat who are asking if we can mute the launch stream. I'm not sure if that's something we can do just for the moment.
Just for the moment. You're not enjoying the sick beats. We can do that. There we go.
I can't actually hear it, so maybe that's for the best.
There you go. It's muted for you all.
Wonderful. Lots of people as well asking where Matt is, which I mean, is Tommy and I not good enough for you?
Clearly not.
No, Matt is at a very exciting awards show today, which was the Race Media Awards, because he was presenting Haas with their social media team championship trophy. So that is what Matt is doing today. He unfortunately couldn't make the launch, but he'll be back, don't worry, for other streams this week. So if you're missing out on your Matt Gallagher content, don't worry, guys, we've got you covered for the rest of the week. Right, let's have a look through some of your questions and your comments on the stream. Let's see. Right. Come on,
where's
guys,
Massey? It's all just, where's Massey? Where's Massey? Max, number 1, 44. Number 1, 44.
I need some good questions here, guys. Come on. Pop your questions in the chat. Somebody said Haas won something. They did. They won social media team championship last year. So
ahead of their big win in the World Championship.
Yeah, I mean, that's obviously the only reason they show up, really, I've heard, is because they want to win the team's social media team's championship. So let's go. We've got a question here from F1 Master, and I love that he's just, or he or they or she have just gone in straight away and said, will Checo fight for the title this year? Tommy, what are your thoughts on that?
No.
Thank you for your opinion.
Sorry, like he's a brilliant driver. There's no doubt about it. He's a lot better than I think people give him credit for, especially when he's against Max, because at the end of the day, as much of a Max cheerleader that I am, there's no doubt the whole team's built around him, and there's no way that, you know, even Gasly and Albon were anywhere near as bad as they showed when they were his teammate. So I just don't think the team's built around for him to do it. And I think very early on, you know, unless the car is absolutely amazing, I think Red Bull's big advantage is essentially they've got a driver in Max that is pure number one. We've seen it. Well, it worked out quite well this year in terms of it obviously was such a close title fight, and Verstappen was leading. You know, he could lead every single time, so he'd always take the maximum points. Whereas, however much Hamilton is a lot better than Valtteri Bottas as a driver, Bottas on his day could beat him and could take points off him, and Mercedes weren't quite so, like, you know, pure number one with them. So, you know, that's taking points off Hamilton at the end of the day. And this year, with someone like George Russell in the car, you know, if he could argue a lot of people are expecting to do better than Bottas and maybe even potentially challenge Hamilton. They're just taking points off each other. Same with Ferrari. You've got two competitive drivers there. Whereas I feel like Red Bull are definitely built around, you know, around that. So that's my take. What about you?
I mean, yeah, I don't think he's going to be challenging for a championship this year. I think that's still very much going to be Max is going to be the one out of the two. But I'd like to think that we saw such a step forward in terms of Checo's performance towards the end of last year. Don't get me wrong, we had some good moments. I mean, Baku is obviously one. Yes, you can argue that he was gifted that win, and I agree with you to an extent. But, you know, he still managed to put himself in that position that he could take the most out of the situation should something like that, you know, a tyre blowout or Hamilton like accidentally knocking his brake magic. He put himself in that position to win that race. But yeah, I hope that we'll see a few more wins from Checo this year, because I believe the car will be competitive. I'm not sure if it's going to be more competitive than Mercedes. I think my money at the moment is still, I think Mercedes will be the stronger of the two teams this year. But I'd like to think that he has a chance of taking a couple of wins. I really would love to see him win in Mexico. I know that's not exactly an unpopular opinion, but crikey, like, you see how the crowd and like Papa Perez reacted at just a third place. So, oh my goodness, imagine a win in Mexico. I would make sure I fly out just for that race, because I would want to experience that atmosphere.
It'd be insane. I think Perez will do a lot better. I think Perez will do a lot better, though, to be fair. He kind of cracked it for me at the end of the season. He was a lot more confident, in my opinion. You know, he clearly got on top of that car a lot more than an Albon or Gasly ever did. And, you know, there was talk that a lot of that was due to the fact that he, you know, could essentially just do his own setup, and that's kind of why they got him on board. That, you know, he's an experienced driver that didn't need as much maybe hand holding as a Red Bull Junior might need. And I still can't get over that he's a year younger than me, because I feel like he's about 10 years older than I am.
I know. When I saw that and it was like born in 1990, Sergio Perez, and I was like, I think that's a typo. Like, he's not a 90s baby. I feel like he was born at least like 88, 87. And then I had to check it, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's born in 1990. That just really, really threw me. But maybe it's just because he's been in F1 for so long, and he is like one of the drivers that I guess of like the older generation. Like, I thought he'd be a similar kind of age to like the Ricardos and Hamilton. Well, maybe not Hamilton. It's weird. Hamilton's a weird one because he's much older than I think a lot of people always think him to be, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. But let's go through some more of your questions and comments. We're getting lots of ones in asking about Ferrari because they have today launched
their match.
These t-shirts, yeah, and it's got a lot of black on it. I'm going to be honest, I'm not a fan of the design. It's just too like blocky, and it's kind of a similar vibe that the McLaren like teamwear have got, where it's sort of like grey and then blocky and then goes into orange on the sleeves and like near the collar and stuff. But do you think that that's going to be a sign of things to come? Do you think we're going to be seeing more black on the car, or do you think we're going to be seeing more yellow on the car because of other deals that they've done? What are your thoughts, livery master Tom Bellingham?
Well, I was convinced that they were going to do a red and white design, but that doesn't look to be the case from their merch because, like you say, it's predominantly sort of black and red. So maybe they're going for that kind of old school Ferrari look, which I think would be awesome, but would surprise me if I'm honest. I think the thing for me is, looking at that merch again, it's not my cup of tea. It looks kind of cool. You can tell though that Shell, if everyone's seen it, Shell have definitely sort of clearly been told they're only allowed red on their logo, so they've got like a big red box around it, haven't they?
They have, yeah. It's an interesting design to say the least. Right, how long have we got now before this goes live? Oh, we're live. We're live.
Are we?
The video has started, yes.
Right, I'm going to turn up the volume.
Be quiet.
Now.
Yes, good idea.
2 minutes, guys. Cheers.
Oh, 2 minutes.
What's that? It's the script. Hang on.
Hey, these are the.
Yeah, it's really.
They did the soapbox.
Yeah.
Glad I learned that.
Yeah, and that guy, the blonde one, he looks a little bit
again.
like Jensen Button to me.
Yeah.
Where's Max?
Yeah.
F1 drivers acting is always a good laugh.
It is.
Oh, so we've got. That's definitely an old school car.
Pastry. Yeah, don't get excited, guys. This is not the finished thing. Oh, that guy, it's like the equivalent. I just dropped my croissant. What he dropped his whatever it was. Danish bun or something. Start of the show, 55 seconds.
Can I stay out a bit longer?
How cool must this be to just be able to like drag your car around a car park? That's gold right there.
Is it true that you're the Mexican Minister of Defense?
Sergio Perez is giving off the same vibes as when he did that really weird press conference where he was just like a bit unsure of what on earth's going on.
I wonder if they had to play rock, paper, scissors to drive the car in this video.
Yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, there's a little sneak peek at Max's gold racing helmet.
I love that helmet. It's awesome. I would say that, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you would. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Start of the show.
Oh, that was fun.
Louder. Sorry, guys.
Oh, sorry, guys.
Classic Max. Give him the opportunity and he's going to be in that car. But rest assured, he's in the building now so we can get on with the show, right, Gendel?
And what a show we have in store, Tim. We are honoured to welcome you to Red Bull Racing HQ.
Don't you think this car looks a tiny little bit like Jensen Button, maybe?
For the 2020.
Yeah, maybe after a few drinks or something.
It is a car launch with a difference. Yeah, that is right. We're going to be streaming to over 5,000 fan channels around the globe in multiple languages. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to be welcoming in Christian Horner, Checo Perez, and of course, the reigning F1 world champion Max Verstappen.
I've just got a notification through from Red Bull, and they've changed their name on Twitter
Now,
to
2021
Oracle
was an
Red Bull
incredible season.
Racing.
The final
Do you think
race
that could
had
be a
everything.
sign of
And
things to
after a
come?
nail-biting 58
Yes.
laps, we saw
I
Max
reckon
bring
that's-
home the
well,
Drivers' Trophy.
that
Now,
kinda
it's time
suggests-
to do it
oh, yeah.
again as we step into a new era of F1, our 18th season on the
Interesting.
grid.
Just
Yeah,
saying.
last season Red Bull Racing pulled out all the stops to win the World Championship, but we couldn't have done it
So
without every single
Oracle-
one of you
yeah,
fans
Oracle
all
title
around the
sponsor
world
by the look of it.
cheering us on every single lap.
Yeah.
So this show
So
is gonna
maybe
be all about
maybe
you
we are
too.
getting
We'll
something
be
different.
sharing your questions throughout and your
Yeah,
messages
very
of
interesting.
support.
I
with
love
the
how
drivers.
You might
there's
even
already
spot
we're
some
what
hidden
3
codes
minutes into this
somewhere in
launch
the
and
show,
already the comments
which
of
you can
show the
then
car,
use on
show the car
paddock. Free
going
loyalty
off in the
program
chat.
You'll find online to unlock unique experiences and incredible rewards.
See some
that will
L
bring you
plans in
closer
there
to
as
Red
well.
Bull Racing than ever before.
Yeah, so keep your eyes peeled for those. Make sure that you sign up to the paddock right now at redbullracing.com/the paddock to get ahead of the game with exclusive access to competitions and prizes.
We also have some massive news to share, including big changes to the car and a huge announcement about the future of the team. But don't just
Wonder
take
what that
our
could be.
word for it.
No, don't.
Let's hear it from the drivers.
Hi everyone and welcome to our 2022 season launch.
We're really happy to have you here and excited for you to see our new Rv18 car. We were blown away by your support throughout the 2021 season and felt your passion both in the grandstands and from your messages on social media.
Let's make 2022 another great year and I can't wait to see you all at races around the world. Thank you for all your love and support and I hope you enjoy the show.
So I think we're going to get quite a lot of build-up.
The hybrid era of Formula One
We're going to get a
has
lot of
been
waffling.
about
Got
Mercedes-Benz.
DC making an appearance,
But as
which
sure
I should have put
as
on my
you're
Red Bull
winning
bingo.
Formula One, there's a team that's hungry and motivated, structuring in a way to take that crown away from you.
It's been an incredible season for us.
There have been, I think, a lot of highlights. Winning in Monaco.
I love that there are people in the chat saying, Toto, are you watching?
It has been the most exciting year in my career, you know, being able to come to a race weekend knowing that if you do things right, you can end up winning.
Well done, Sergio! Well done.
Competitiveness is testimony to the hard work of everybody back on the campus.
share the car
in
comments
team,
already
also our
coming in.
colleagues at Honda. It's a culmination of all of that that we could have never dreamt of coming into this season.
It's a remarkable journey. Every Grand Prix has been a stepping stone towards being in this position.
We're an attacking team. You know, we want to win. You can see that in Max. You can see that throughout the team in our pit stops, in our strategy, in our development. You know, that's the way we go racing. That's our DNA.
Of course, Red Bull are going to be shouting from the rooftops about the fact that they've got a world champion now on their team.
Yeah, all the comments come flying in there.
I don't know about you, but that brought back
Abby Dabby.
all the
Can't
drama
think what they're
and
gonna be talking
excitement for
about.
me again. 22 races over a grueling 9 months. It is safe to say that our boys really delivered.
Oh, yes. And now we get to do it all again. New circuits, new regulations, and of course,
I'll be interested
a
to see
brand new car.
how Red Bull
Like a kid in a candy store. We
looks
cannot
different
wait,
to
can
the
we?
2022 show car that we saw, and obviously what Haas have presented is quite not radically different, but there is certainly some differentials between the show car and the Haas car.
What better way to bring the car to life?
Well, I'll be interested to see how Adrian Newey has interpreted the rules.
Okay, my prediction is it's going to look prettier than the house because I said it during our podcast that normally Newey does like to make good-looking cars because he's a lover of aerodynamics at the end of the day. Obviously, you know, if you've got something that can be ugly, then it doesn't matter, but
It's going to be interesting. So we've got some sort of light display going on here. On this
I'm guessing
car.
that is the car.
I mean, it looks very shiny. But there's obviously, with all these different light displays, there's not much you can see from it.
Yeah, imagine they reveal a livery that's just tweets. All the tweets.
Oh my God, imagine.
Oracle side pod, there you go.
Oh, there we go. We noticed that
livery.
on Twitter.
Oh, here's the car then.
Oh, yeah. Red Bull Racing and Oracle. Interesting.
Oh, you big tease. I don't quite know
just a bit of a teaser,
there,
but
it looked very cool. One thing I definitely couldn't miss.
Red Bull on the
was
side
that
pod.
new logo
Sorry,
on the side
yeah,
of the car.
Oracle.
Joining us to find out more about this partnership.
Yeah. Well, is that you now? You're done. You're like, it's a different livery now, guys, because it's got Oracle on the side pod.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like that much of a change, but
exciting collaboration, guys. Christian, first of all, do you want to explain to the fans what this means for them?
I mean, it's,
I thought that.
Sorry, you gone.
I was going to say that I thought the Oracle might be more prominent on like the rear wing, but no, it's got the whole side pod to itself.
I guess it's similar to not Mercedes, Infinity. When they sponsored Red Bull Racing, they had Infinity on the side. So
it's going to help us, with all
that is
aspects
very
of
true.
and of course the new powertrains.
Right, let's hear what Christian's got to say.
As well. So we're delighted with this partnership and really excited for what it brings, particularly for the fans and the experience we'll be able to offer.
Exactly. Ariel, so thanks for joining us, first of all. You were a partner last year in 2021. This year, you're a title sponsor. How is that going to change things this year?
Yeah. Well, we've had a tremendous experience with the team over the past year, and what we were really focused on is learning and trying to understand all of the ways that a Formula One team needs the best technology to win on the track and to win in their business, and so they can be efficient and effective.
Here's the sponsor chat that we predicted.
How is that going to help things with the team?
That's very
There's
true.
been a number of areas that we've explored. One of the
So
more
Oracle,
interesting
they're
ones
a
for the past
US
year is around
tech
race
giant
strategy
or something along those
simulations.
lines?
So using our cloud infrastructure platform,
The
You can tell I'm
we've
really
been able to run literally billions.
The joys of us
Interested in
doing a unique, like a watch along different to everyone else, where we've essentially got us talking, and that talking is everyone in the comments just going, shut up. I have no idea if they're talking to us or the people on stage that people are just getting annoyed they're not showing the car. Probably both.
From your side of things,
Yeah, sorry
going back
guys
to
if it's
data,
us.
how is it going to help the team leveraging all that data for you?
Oh,
Well,
Tommy,
data
somebody's
is
asking you
our
to move the
lifeblood.
mouse
So,
on the
technically
Red Bull
being able
stream.
to tap into all the tools that Ariel's just mentioned, is of tremendous value for us as we're a data-hungry, business, but also for our
And stand
fans to
up.
be able to provide, a better platform, a better experience. It's going to be, fantastic for us and something we're really looking forward to.
Wonderful. And Ariel, so how is this going to affect the fans in the paddock with the Red Bull digital loyalty program? How is it going to enhance their experience this season?
Yeah, this paddock experience is great, and I highly encourage those of you who haven't signed up already to go check it out, because it's a great place to be able to get really unique content, gear, and experiences. And we're going to be adding more and more personalization and some special things that you're just going to have to check out to see.
Ariel, thank you for joining us in the unveiling of the Oracle title partnership with Red Bull Racing for 2022. It's great to see us enhance that partnership. Let's hope it continues to bring you plenty of success in the upcoming season. Cheers, guys.
Still to come, the RV18
Christian,
reveal. Yes, the
team
thing that everyone's tuned in to
an
see.
unbelievably intense, full-on season in 2021. First of all, have you recovered?
Just about. I mean, it was a hell of a season and, so intense from the first race all the way through to that final in Abu Dhabi. In many ways, it seems like only yesterday, but in others, it already seems a long time ago.
Yeah, it's come around fast. How are you going to top that in 2022?
Well, I think 2021 will go down in history of one of the all-time great years. I mean, I can't remember a year like that in Formula One where it was so close between the two drivers from the very first race to the very last. The challenge is now to build on that. Now we have that number one on the car, is to keep it on the car and defend that title, with Max, which with a brand new set of regulations is going to be, incredibly difficult. We've got massive, competition out there, but, motivation is sky high and we're riding on the crest of a wave from last year.
Yeah, so what can you pinpoint from last season? If you've got one or two things that you can pinpoint that you're going to take into 2022?
Well, you can always learn. You're always improving. You can always learn from previous experience. But of course, with a complete new set of regulations, it's going to be all about the development, how quickly, the teams get on top of this set of new regulations. The biggest regulation change for probably, 30 to 40 years in Formula One. So development's going to be thick and fast. And of course, with the cost cap, it's got to be efficient.
So you've kind of like taken the destiny in your own hands in a way by now controlling like the engineering of the chassis and the engine from the same place at Red Bull HQ. What are your expectations, or what are you aiming to achieve this year with the team?
Well, we're aiming very much to build on what we achieved last year. So the target is to try and obviously retain the title. And the big unknown is, have we missed something with these regulations? Has another team stolen a march because of the focus and effort that went into 2021? We believe we've got a good car. RB18 is, coming to life. And seeing it, today is fantastic. So it's a culmination of a huge effort from the team, and looking forward to seeing it out on the track in anger.
We're gonna look at it a bit more in detail later on. But what are the main changes that the fans out there should look for?
Basically everything, because with a new regulation change, the whole philosophy of the regulations has altered from last year. So that means that every single component is brand new this year. And with it being a ground effect car, with it being designed to make overtaking hopefully easier, the cars easier to follow each other, that's changed the whole philosophy of how we design these cars. So it's a steep learning curve. It's steep for everyone, and it's a race of development between first race and the last race.
Exactly. Let's talk about the team, the guys. I mean, how has their bond grown over the season? Checo obviously had a fantastic season, his debut season with the team. How have they grown as a partnership?
Well, they grew throughout last year, and you saw the culmination of that in the teamwork in the latter races, particularly in Abu Dhabi. And, Checo in his first year, winning that race in Azerbaijan, other podiums. He's going to be, stronger and taking a step up, I'm sure, in 2022. And for Max, I mean, he was just phenomenal last year, and an outstanding season for him. He dominated the amount of laps led, 10 Grand Prix victories, and of course the World Championship. So his confidence is going to be sky high, and looking to build on those performances in 2022.
You must have been massively proud of them last year. You can kind of feel that sometimes with you three together. You can see how proud you are watching on.
Well, I think the most important thing was we really worked strongly as a team, and to see the two drivers working and supporting each other, to see the strength and depth that we have in the team, the way that they coped, through the pandemic, to continue to develop, the car the way that we did, and to deal with the challenges that we faced last year, has really galvanized the team. And I think that we go into 2022 in great shape and are looking forward to, the season ahead.
Some interesting words there from Christian Horner. I mean, nothing that particularly stands out apart from just the general chat of Checo hopefully having a better year, which we talked about before the stream. And could be that we're getting another hint to something here with this lights display.
Yeah, it looks like they're... Oh, that's a very pointy nose. This looks...
Yeah, very.
Ooh, wow. It looks a lot more IndyCar and sleek compared to the Haas one by the look of it.
Yeah, which is, I think, better.
Nice.
I didn't like
Yeah.
the Haas. Yeah.
Yeah, that car shape. I mean, I imagine it's clearly a show car, whether that'll change much when we get into the actual season. But, they're sort of revealing bits at a time through tweets by the look of it.
We've got the Red Bull logo that's appearing a bit more prominently on the top there. I wonder if this is going to be...
Imagine if that was the
hint at
livery,
the Red
just
Bull.
tweets. Oh, here we go. Back to chat.
Starting to take shape now. So just before we do get a final look at the new car for 2022, I think it's time to catch up with the men who are tasked with taking it to the checkered flag. Please welcome to the stage, it's only Checo, Perez and reigning world champion Max Verstappen. Gents, hello.
Hello, hello.
Start with you, congratulations. How does it feel to be starting this season as the reigning champion? Feel any different?
Not really.
Nah.
No, I'm just looking forward to get back in the car and start driving it. To see how everything is handling. Had a good bit of time off and recharge to go driving again.
Very nice, very nice. Checo, you had a brilliant debut year. Of course, Azerbaijan, huge highlight for you. How would you sum up your first year with the team?
Yeah, it was an intense season, getting up to speed with a new team, especially the team that was fighting for the championship since race one. So there really no time for any adaptation. It was straight into it. It was really challenging, but very enjoyable. We gave it all until the very last lap of the season.
Yeah, amazing. You said you've had a bit of time. It has been quite a short amount of time to recharge the batteries for both of you. How are you feeling then going into 2022?
Well, you know, a lot is unknown about the car. So personally, I feel good. I mean, what is important is that you prepare yourself in the best way possible physically. But yeah, in terms of the car, you don't know. So that's why I think I'm also very curious to see how the car is behaving on track.
Yeah, I was going to say, well, we'll get to that in a second. Checo, how about you?
Feels like we were in Abu Dhabi yesterday, but in the other hand, I'm so excited to start a new season. You know, we're already working a lot with the engineers, and we just cannot wait to be on track. You know, with these new cars, and yeah, we're starting from zero, all of us.
Yeah. How are you approaching this season, then, Max? Are you doing anything different? Do you feel a bit more pressure or anything like that?
No, I mean, I just do what I do all the time. I think there is no reason to suddenly be different. And of course, as a driver now with the new regulations, you have to, you know, get used to the car. It's not like you just jump in and it's just an upgrade from last year. So that is going to be the biggest adaptation. But the rest, yeah, I think it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. COVID's been a bit rubbish, hasn't it, over the last couple of years? But looking forward, new races. What race are you most looking forward to then, Checo, next season?
Yeah, well, most of them, you know, I think just to be back to normal things, you know, to have more interaction with the fans, be able to, yeah, feel more their support, and that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. You know, with Formula One, we've been so restricted in the last couple of years, so yeah, looking forward to that. And yeah, most of the races, you know, the fans, Formula One is growing so much around the world that I'm looking forward to all of them, really.
Yeah, and special mention to your fan. I mean, what a race that was. The fans there in Holland. You must be looking forward to getting back racing in front of the fans as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely one of the highlights for me in the season. Yeah, looking forward to see what we can do there again. Hopefully they will be just as crazy as they were last year. But also, you know, like new Grand Prix coming on the calendar, always very interesting. You know, Miami, let's see how that is going to turn out.
Yeah. Bit of a silly question, but, you know, you guys so focused on what you do as you're racing. Do you ever get a chance to look out the cockpit and look around at the flags and the banners and things like that? Because we have seen you driving one-handed through turns way over 150 miles an hour. So we know that you guys get a chance to kind of have a look around.
Yeah, I mean, you do pick up things. I mean, in a qualifying lap, you know, naturally a little bit less because you have to focus a bit more. But like during a race, it also depends. If you're a bit on your own, you know, there are a few more distractions and you can look around a bit. But if you're a bit more under pressure, naturally not as much.
And how special is it at the end of the race then to say be the race winner and to go around and just see the fans going crazy?
Yeah, that's a very special feeling, you know, to be able to see your fans, the support you're getting at track, the atmosphere, you know, you feel it a bit more.
Yeah. Right. What's your perfect track? What makes a good track for Max Verstappen?
Fast corners.
Yeah. Is there nothing like it?
That's where an F1 car comes to life.
Yeah.
You know, low-speed corners, any car can do that quite well, but the fast corners, that's really where, you know, the high downforce cars stand out, and that's the most enjoyable.
Looking. And finally, then, final question, to both of you. We'll start with Checo. What are you looking forward to most in 2022?
To good racing, you know. These new regulations are set to improve the racing, and I really hope that for us as drivers, we are able to compete more during the race, to be able to follow each other a lot closely, and for the fans, you know, that we can give them great entertainment, great racing, and that will be really nice.
Brilliant. Max?
Yeah, just getting to know the car, to be honest, because I really don't know how it's going to feel like. So I'm really looking forward to that first moment when you drive out of the pit lane and you do your first few laps.
Thank you, guys. Best of luck. Thank you very much. Now, I know you at home are no doubt desperate to have a look at the new RB18. You've been following the countdown to launch, which Tag Heuer kicked off last week with the reveal of the stunning new Tag Heuer Red Bull Racing Formula 1 edition.
12 seconds.
Truly special timepiece, which Checo, of course, is modelling very nicely there. But the countdown is over. We can finally show you the Oracle Red Bull Racing
Racing. We're going to see it. Here we go, guys.
Strap yourselves in. Here we go.
I'm going to be so disappointed if there are not tweets as a livery.
Livery tweets.
Genius. Right, let's have a look. Like you say, it's looking a lot more sleek.
A lot more sleek.
Yeah.
Hell of a lot more sleek. That front nose, especially.
Yes, definitely. And the airboxes on the side as well. A lot nicer. Oh, we've still got the 33 on there, though.
I'm guessing that's going to change.
Oh, yes, very good. Well.
Oh, here we go.
It's a similar colour scheme to before.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Ooh. That is very nice.
The nose is very long with that. Yeah. So Oracle on the side. That is so much better looking than the Haas renders. Proper side pods. I mean, it could just be a show car, but I don't know. What your first thoughts to me? I'm going to say this anyway, but I mean, genuinely, that is.
You're
really
like, this is
good.
the best car ever.
I love it.
Yeah, that is
Absolutely
a stunning
love it.
piece of kit. Yeah, I think the matte livery does always help with these things and makes it look nicer. But yeah, it's very, very similar to what we've seen before. Not that that's a problem, because I do like the design, but yeah, the thing is with these cars is, 2022 promised so much, but
you're not a fan, are you? As much
I'm not
as
really a fan of the
I am.
cars.
We've got two. Let us know in the chat if they like it or not. Very IndyCar-like.
Yes.
It's my first thought. I think it's that yellow. The way the logo is really big on the nose, like it makes the nose look really, really long. And right, we'll hear from Horner now.
Point of view, the car is a lot cleaner. There's not all the added bits that were on last year's car. The whole concept of this car is to try and promote overtaking and close racing. So it's a new concept, it's a new philosophy, and it's a clean sheet of paper for every single team.
Checo, over to you. How long does it take to get used to a new car? Is it easy to kind of transfer your skills, or does it take a while?
No, I think it takes a bit of a while until you are 100% with it. I think, we have a massive change of regulations with the tires as well. They're going to be different. The racing, apparently we're going to be able to follow it closely. So there's a lot of things that we as a driver have to learn as a team. So definitely very interesting, these new regulations.
Christian, with all the new changes, it must be hard to kind of predict how the car's going to react, really. What improvements or performance changes do you think there will be when it comes to overtaking and performance and things like that?
Well, because it's new regulations, it's going to evolve very, very quickly. I mean, I think by the time we get to the first race, the car's not going to look very much like this. And I think the evolution will be very, very quick as we progress through the season.
Max, how have you been finding this car, or the new car in the simulator? Has it been a lot of difference from last year?
I haven't really driven it too much, but for me, actually, the biggest thing is just the view in the cockpit with these big tires. Like, to hit an apex in some tight corners is a bit more difficult. The driving, I mean, it just feels like the car has a bit less grip, but you will get used to that. That's why we have the practice days. You can get used to the sliding and locking and stuff like that. But I think, it should be fine. It's just getting a bit more used to the view in the cockpit.
So it literally affects your view to the higher tires.
The tires are bigger,
Yeah.
Of course, we're running bigger wheels, but also the tires increase. So that will make it a little bit more tricky.
You've not had a great deal of time, have you, since Abu Dhabi to kind of turn around and get practicing? How expectant, how excited are you going in to this new season?
Well, look, it's always exciting to go racing again. I mean, 2021 was such a massive year for us, but it's been flat out ever since, with this new car. And it's always exciting the start of a new season to see, where do we fare compared to our, competitors.
Have you missed these guys a bit?
It seems like only yesterday since I last saw them, but, hopefully they've, sobered up after, the end of last year and a good Christmas and New Year. So, they're looking fit and strong, so that's important.
Raring to go. All right, fantastic. Now, for all of you watching at home, you have the chance to find out even more about the new RB18 car as we get even deeper into finding out what this season's car is all about.
Yes, but before all of that, on behalf of all of us, I think it's only right to say a huge thank you to you guys for joining us, Max and Checo. And again, I think I speak on behalf of everybody. We're really looking forward to seeing you guys put down some blistering laps in the new car.
Yeah.
So best of luck.
Good luck, boys.
Thank you.
Christian,
Very interesting
Formula
stuff.
One,
We've still
of
got
course, is known
Christian
for
to
its
go.
very loyal
He's
fans
still
that
talking.
travel the world supporting the team. And I think after the drama of last year, the sport will have seduced a load of new fans in. What significant rule changes have come in that will affect the car and the performance of the car?
Well, it's the biggest rule change that we've seen in the last 30 years. So everything about the chassis has changed for this year. So the purpose of the change in the design is to allow the cars to follow each other more closely and to create better overtaking opportunities, to create closer wheel-to-wheel racing. Now, we saw plenty of that last year. So if we get that even closer through these regulations this year, it's going to be an epic season.
It's going to be exciting, isn't it? So the FIA, they decide the changes, and then every team has the same template to start, and then you can kind of work your magic through the season. How do you do that and still stay within the regulations?
Well, the FIA is the regulator. They come up with a massive rule book. They consult the teams whilst creating that rule book. You've got technical regulations, you've got sporting regulations, and now we've got financial regulations. And of course, once you've got those technical regulations, basically it gives you a bunch of parameters you can work within. And the creative guys, the design team then look about, okay, how can we optimize the shape and the performance of this car within those rules? To come up with, the fastest car that we can possibly produce.
Where do you start? Is it the graphics guys go first? Does everybody get super excited on what needs to be included?
No, the graphics guys see it last. So the guys that are involved very early on is a concept team. And so aerodynamics is everything in Formula One. The shape and the way that the air flows over these cars is crucial to their performance. So you have an early team that starts to look at those regulations. And then as the year progresses, more and more of the core team move across onto the future car. And because it was such a big regulation change, that process had to happen a lot earlier last year.
You're allowed to kind of tinker all through the season, are you? At what point do you have to stop playing, or do you never stop?
Well, the car is a prototype, and basically at every race it's evolving. It'll probably never run in the same configuration twice. So it's just constantly evolving. Now, we have to do that within a framework of the financial regulations. Yeah. So we've got to be really choosy on where are we going to spend our money to develop, this car this year.
One of the big changes, it certainly jumps out at you, it's the bigger wheels. How do you see that affecting things, speed, or certainly the pit stops maybe?
Yeah, it's definitely going to have an impact on the pit stop. The tyres and the wheels are heavier, they're more bulky. And so, having got the world record at 1.82 seconds. I don't think we're going to be challenging it in this first year with these wheels, but it's going to be about adapting and, refining our techniques. And I'm pretty sure we can get close to 2 second stops even with these wheels and tyres.
Brilliant. Just maybe the guys might have to beef up in the gym a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah, get them in there. Get them in there.
Christian, thanks. Best of luck for the season ahead, of course. It's going to be a very long 8 months of racing, and we hope that you will be celebrating with us again in November. Well, sadly, that is it for today. We hope that you have enjoyed.
I can see you guys in the chat saying Katie's face says it all, really.
Head to Red Bull Racing's YouTube channel
Which I think is quite amusing. I mean, I also have quite a bad resting bitch face, so, that also doesn't help things. But I like it. It's not my favourite. I've not gone, wow, that's amazing. Yeah, but like we were saying before Horner decided to say some more things, I just am not a fan of the cars. I just think they look really...
I think, it sounds like the stream's about to finish, so we'll just have a...
Just have a chinwag and
a
talk
little
about
chinwag
this.
about the car. Get some pictures up of it as well.
Good shout.
In the chat,
Good
so
shout.
we can have a look and a talk, and then people can...
To November. Good luck, boys. Good luck.
Yes. Apologies, by the way, if we were too busy chatting over important things on the stream earlier. We kept quiet so you could hear what was being said. But yeah, now we can get into the proper reactions, first things that we saw. Let's have a look and see. Let us know in the comments if you agree or disagree. If you think it looks amazing and looks great, let me know. Like I said, Tommy and I have got different opinions in this. It's pleasant enough, but I just prefer the older cars. But That's quite a different take to what a lot of people have. So
right, here we go. Hopefully you can see that in the chat. Let me turn this funky music off then, and then we'll have a little chat about the car. Thank you, Red Bull, for letting us share that stream. And yeah, apologise. We just realised that we'll just let everyone take it in. So now we can ramble as much as we want. There we are. There's the picture, front and side. I'm a big fan. Let us know, in the chat, a grade.
That's true.
Out of 10.
Can we create a new poll as well?
Yeah. What are we saying? Love or hate the...
Yeah, or meh. As an option.
Thoughts on the RB18?
Oh, I like this little slideshow that you've got. The graphic just changed. This is cool.
Love it. Hate it.
Oh, hate it. God, there is a proper mix of opinions in the chat. A lot of 7 out of 10s, but then I'm seeing a lot of 10 out of 10s and a lot of 2 out of 10s.
Love it, like it, it's okay, hate it. There we go.
Okay, wonderful. Right, let's get that live.
It's very IndyCar. I understand why a lot of people might be like, oh, it looks very IndyCar. Maybe it's me being an IndyCar fanboy that likes it. But for me, that is exactly what I wanted from the 2020 regulations. The Haas was really bulbous. Those side pods were horrid. They still had the thing where there's not really a proper side pod that I didn't like. That to me is slick. It's sleek. It's nice. I'm a big fan. It is a little bit strange from the front nose because the way the Red Bull logo is shaped makes it almost make the nose look really long. So I can understand why people are a bit like, whoa, that's weird. But I like it, and it's a lot more curved in the shape if we look at the front view compared to the Haas, where we said it almost didn't look that different to, like, for me, if this was the first car, I'd have been like, wow, the new regulations look really different, whereas the Haas, it didn't look like there was that much of a change, other than obviously like the front wing was the main bit there, but this looks like completely new.
Yeah, I think the color of the nose and how it's such a bright, vibrant yellow, looks like it's been dipped in paint. And then the lighting of the studio shoot that they've got, and obviously the rest of the car being this quite dark blue, I think maybe is distorting how it will probably look in real life, because it is very dark, like a few spotlights on things, and naturally the coral and the yellow are going to stand out. But like, if you were to really, I mean, I know you can adjust brightnesses and contrasts, and I'm sure people will be doing that now with the images, but it's probably quite a tactical thing to have.
Sorry, I've just seen the Mercedes tweet. That's quite funny.
Oh, what's the Mercedes tweet?
Just the girl looking at a computer just says interesting. That's funny.
Taking notes. But also the front nose is the yellow is very empty, right? Because they've chucked all the sponsors between the one and where the yellow on the nose starts, and then it's just sort of the 2 Red Bulls on the side, but there's nothing on the front. I feel like that's a lot of potential space that's just going unused.
That's marketing for you. They're not sticking anyone else's branding on a Red Bull logo.
I think they could put a cheeky WTF1 logo on there.
Yeah, I'll drop them a message.
Yeah, just ping them a message. Be like, hi guys.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right in terms of it's in a nicely lit studio with cool lighting. I'm very curious to see how it looks on track. It looks a lot like the show car to me, which makes me think that it's probably not going to look like that when they turn up in Bahrain. That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, no, Christian Horner did say that that what we've seen today is going to be quite different to what we're going to get in Bahrain and throughout the season. So we'll see what changes. But yeah, generally, it's much more of that platypus-esque nose that we saw on the show car compared to Haas, which was a lot skinnier.
What it is. It's the platypus nose that you don't like, isn't it? And in fact, I'm going to ruin it even more for everyone. and say that because of the yellow, it looks like a duck.
Oh, it does, but that doesn't ruin it. It's quite cute.
Yeah, I like it. But I think
is
everyone
very
is now
sweet.
going to start photoshopping duck, like as a duck, but
As a little beak, yeah. But this Oracle sponsorship as well is quite interesting. As we said, like huge part of the car. And there are reports already emerging, one from AP News that said that Oracle are paying up to £100 million a year to have that spot on the car,
Sheesh.
which is a lot of money.
I was going to say that they, you know, that's to sponsor Red Bull, and Red Bull essentially are in Formula One themselves to be Red Bull, to promote their brand and have their brand front and center. It's got to be a lot of money to essentially put, you know, have a title sponsor of a team, which is essentially marketing. So that is a lot of cash. They're American, did you say?
Yeah, American.
Cool.
But I mean, like looking at other brands that are on the car, like the Puma logo, that Puma obviously is a company that's got loads of money, and yet that logo is absolutely tiny, sort of near the floor of the car. So it just proves how much Oracle must have paid for that. And of course, we've got no Honda logos on this car either. Instead, on the rear wing is just Red Bull, which is quite nice. I haven't seen a shot of the back of the car. I might see if I can hunt one of those down on the Red Bull content pool. But yeah, that's where the lovely Honda logo
Oracle
went
on the
before
back.
this.
Yeah, Oracle on the back.
Oh,
as
it is
well.
on the back. Okay.
Yeah. So I think we pretty much covered it all. As unsurprisingly, only a couple of pictures have kind of dropped on the Red Bull content pool. They don't want to share too much, which is your standard thing, isn't it? Really, with teams. We're actually going to release a video on what teams hide at car launches, I believe, because that's quite interesting. Because there's some quite fascinating stuff to do with the Haas and how you can see that they've blatantly photoshopped things out of it and stuff to try and not reveal too much. And that's Haas. So imagine how much Red Bull are going to do it to make sure Mercedes don't get any secrets, because Mercedes aren't launching for
Another week and a bit, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's quite a long time till
next
testing,
Monday.
really. So they're not going to want to share anything too drastic.
No. But yeah, I'm very intrigued to see how much this changes, because like we said earlier, Christian Horner said that it's not going to look like this when it gets to Bahrain. So either they're keeping an ace up their sleeves, or I'm trying to think what else they can sort of modify and make different, because one part of the regulations this year is everything has been simplified. Like the front wing can only be made up of 4 components compared to what we've seen in the past with, you know, bits flying off here and there. And so, yeah, I don't know how much they're going to be able to change and amend, but
As long as the racing's good, I'm not bothered. I know that might be a
don't care.
controversial
Yeah.
opinion for the engineer lovers in this world, but I'm just, yeah. If they're, you know, 7 wide into turn 1 at Bahrain, could not care less.
that'd be interesting.
Obviously, that's a huge exaggeration, but yeah.
Yeah,
you know
I
what I
mean,
mean.
crikey.
Racing, as soon as the season starts, I think, let's be honest, at the end of the day, people will want, people just want good racing, and that's what we all want. Just maybe, is Red Bull keeping the rear wing design? Also, it looks flatter than the Haas. Yeah, and a lot of people mentioning DRS again. We've still not seen DRS in action on a car, because how would that look? Because the way it's like a curved wing, is it going to, DRS won't be like a straight cutout, it'd be a curved cutout. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see that in action. I'm surprised no one's still not done anything about it. I kind of want to see that, because that seems to be a very popular question.
Yeah, maybe we'll see it from Aston tomorrow, because I don't know if we're going to see it in McLaren on Friday, because McLaren is another one that they're like, yeah, it's probably going to change a whole load until we get it to Bahrain and got updates coming and all this sort of stuff. So maybe Aston will be the ones to show their hand and see what it's going to look like. But yes, I very much enjoyed this. Once again, apologies if we waffled through too much of the actual important stuff. We're not used to having the privilege of being able to show a show a stream like this. So we're normally used to just going through static pictures. So once again, huge thanks to Red Bull for letting us actually show the launch. And Tommy, is there one final thought you have before we leave on this livery, maybe?
Wow, Aston Martin obviously launching tomorrow. We will do another one of these. We obviously don't have the footage for that one, I don't think, yet. We will obviously update you on our socials if we do. But join us for that, because we can obviously, we'll be chatting through.
In the chat, people have such vivid imaginations. They're saying, is Matt in hospital because of COVID? No, Matt is at an award show.
Yes.
Matt is literally presenting an award to Haas for Social Media Team Championship at the Race Media Awards today. He has not got COVID. He is not hiding anywhere. He's just busy.
Yeah.
Just to stop the rumors from starting.
The rumors. The rumors.
I saw people already saying his Checo got COVID. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Why?
I don't think he'd be sat next to Max Verstappen if he had COVID.
Yeah, just infecting everyone at Red Bull Racing.
Yeah. Happy New Year, guys. Here's a bit of COVID, but yeah, I don't know. But Matt will be back tomorrow for everybody asking in the chat.
Cool. So yeah, Aston Martin tomorrow, new livery potentially.
Please.
Definitely, 100%. Spoiler alert, because they're not going to have BWT by the look of it. So at least the pink will be gone. Happy for some. I don't agree, but yeah, it's going to be good. So join us for our next watch along, and yeah, we'll chat through another render or show car that's just painted in the new livery, and they're going to be hiding everything. Maybe.
Yes. The question is, will we get Daniel Craig, Tom Brady, Dave? I'm trying to think of who else showed up in the launch last year.
James
Gemma
Bond.
Arterton.
100% James Bond's going to be there for...
Yeah, they have launched the... They have launched No Time to Die between last year's launch and this year's launch. I still think, actually, Tommy and I had this conversation the other day of what we think Seb is going to call his car this year. Because he normally names it. Last year he called it Honey Rider after an iconic Bond girl, and this year I think he's going to call it Paloma because that's the name of the latest Bond girl. So
Spoiler
I'd be
alert.
interested to know what you guys think. Spoiler alert! It came out in the cinema like 5 months ago.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think you're probably going to be right there.
I could be wrong. He'll probably call it something really random, like what's a really random Jill or something, I don't know.
Jill. Sebastian Vettel names his car Jill. Why, hello, Jill.
I mean, he's called it other things. Oh my God, why? Oh,
Someone
dear.
said Keith. That's what I sent to you when we
That's
WhatsApped
literally what
each
you
other.
said, yeah.
Brilliant. Money Penny.
Interesting. Money Penny, yeah, it's a good one. Very interesting.
So,
okay, guys, well, thanks again.
Thanks for joining us. And yeah, we're going to jump off and join us tomorrow for some Aston Martin chat. Don't know who's going to be doing that one. Matt will be back, so it'll either be Matt and you or Matt and me. We will discuss. But until next time, guys, goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.